Thank you so much for joining me to chat about your new single. Yeah, you released it a couple of weeks ago now. So what's it like having it out there?
This one, I'm so stoked to have it out because I really like the sounds of it, the production. Some tracks you put out and you're like kind of sick of it, but this one came at like quick, and so I'm still loving it, which is good. I'm not sick of it yet.
Yeah, and I love the concept behind it, coming that it's been inspired from, the frustration of trying to get Fred again tickets. Tell me more about like your frustration and how that inspired this track.
Yeah, it was. I kind of had this moment when I was sitting in the waiting for the ticket text screen to load, and it was like bloody frozen. It's sort of like when you look at the moon and you kind of like, oh, Beyonce could be looking at the moon right now. It was kind of like that. I'm like, how many people are looking at this screen right now? And I thought there's probably bloody thousands of like Aussies looking at this. And I don't know, that was kind of interesting to me. It was exciting to know so many people going through the same thing. And so it seemed like an obvious like topic for a song, like in that world. It's in the Fred world. And yeah, I felt like I had to do it.
Yeah, and I love that you took it to the next level. Like it's one thing to write the song, but then you also like sampled the phone call to the opera house as well as sampled some fans. So tell me more about that decision and how that brings to life further your experience.
Yeah, it was a bit cheeky because I rang the opera house and I opened Ableton and I started recording, um, knowing full well that probably wasn't going to get a good result. She was probably going to let me down and say, "Look, we've got no tickets." But I tried nonetheless, and I thought I'd record the call because it's like a real interaction, and that stuff in a song it adds some authenticity, and a lot of people were saying to me like, yeah, the phone call is what does it for them because it's so real, it just ties it to reality. um yeah, as far as the legalities of it, I don't know. Releasing we couldn't get like clearance from the opera house to put in the official song the phone call, which is fair enough, but yeah, it's still in the video, obviously, which is kind of what sparked it all, which is like on social still, which is cool.
Yeah, and I hear what you say about making it seem more real because that's what I love about songs too. Like you hear artists sometimes sample like voice messages and it just adds to the experience as well.
Yeah, and do you know why? I think it's because we all hear those things in our own lives, like voicemail or a phone call. So yeah, it really ties it to us, like not just the song, but it's like this is like for me. So that's really interesting to me.
Yeah, and it makes it relatable because I'm sure other people, try to be a bit cheeky as well and make that phone call and probably got a very similar response to what's been sampled.
Yeah, I reckon so. I reckon so.
So in saying that, what do you hope listeners get out of it? Is it like a sense of connection or yeah, what do you hope they experience from it?
I think lyrically, it's a little dark. It's a little sad, isn't it? It's about you know I think lyrically, so me and Stelly worked on it together. Stelly from Adelaide, and yeah, lyrically, it seemed like what was coming from her was a lot about uh, how it ties to like love, relationships, loss, wanting to be with someone. Maybe I'm too late. That's sort of where that fit for her, which was great because I think it connects to people on that level as well, instead of just the literal level on what it was coming from, which is the Fred again thing, into like something people connect to, relationships. So lyrically, it's really that, but musically, I think I don't know. It's kind of uplifting to me. I think it starts on like a major chord, which is interesting. I'd never really do that. I do minor a lot, but it feels good to major and then it lands on the minor. It's a very euphoric, most uplifting to me musically.
Yeah, and as you're saying, I also love that it is so universal because, as you know, it started out from you not getting tickets to then being universal about relationships, love, or, anything else that you can be too late for.
Mm. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you're talking about Stelly, and obviously her contribution to the track is incredible as well. So tell me more about that collaboration and how you knew that she was the perfect fit.
Stelly is a friend from Adelaide, which is where I originate, and she's just an amazing. Sorry, she's got an amazing sort of indie sound that I like. It's almost Lorde-esque, Lana Del Rey-esque, and it's such a sick sound on dance music for me. So I had yeah, Stelly was she's a straight killer, like lyrically and also vocally. I think she does like vocal lessons, like she teaches because she's spot on. And we had this moment where when we were recording, I got her to sing like the chords. It's in the second pre-chorus. It's like a tension rising thing. And I just play the note and then she would just sing it. And she could predict the chord and sing the chords perfectly. I didn't even need to say like, she didn't even need to hear it. I said, all right, now we're going to go like to the minor third or whatever. She would go, ah. And yeah, she's literally insane. So yeah, I knew she was the one for it. And it also kind of ties it back because I live in Sydney now, but it ties it back to my hometown in Adelaide, which I also like.
Yeah, it's incredible. It sounds like it was the perfect fit. And as you mentioned, it's good for you too that it ties it back to your hometown. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a very Sydney-esque song, and also all the videos I made is me in Sydney on the streets. It's about the Opera House. So yeah, I liked having a bit of Adelaide essence in it for sure.
Yeah, and as you said, it is very Sydney based, but I feel like it also connects anyone in Australia because I'm based in Darwin at the moment, so I wasn't trying to get tickets for myself, but all my friends, like with this group chat and all my friends based in Sydney were all like frustrating. So I was feeling frustrated for them, even though like I had no intention of going to the concert.
Yeah, I have a question for you. So did the hype reach to Darwin? Like the
Um,
frantic, everyone trying to get tickets energy?
Yeah, so some people in Darwin were like trying to like I know one girl that was trying to see if she could get like, a flight in time. But like because I'm from Sydney originally, obviously I still keep in contact with them. So they were messaging me being like, oh, today's so stressful trying to get Fred again tickets. So definitely
Yeah.
other places in Australia. Yeah.
Yeah, because my Adelaide friends said not yeah, the hype was there, but like what can you do about it? He wasn't coming to Adelaide either, so they like, missed out. But the hype here was like unparalleled because it was like he's playing tonight. Oh my god, so
Yeah, I saw
yeah, a lot of people were feeling it.
too. Yeah, I saw like TikToks and people were physically trying to queue at the opera house as well, and that was chaotic too by the looks of it. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that. I
Um,
wish I got a ticket.
yes.
Oh well.
Maybe you're just too
I
like,
did get I did, by the way, get a ticket for his show in one of the Sydney shows. Not the Opera House one, obviously, but uh yeah, it was amazing. Incredible.
awesome.
Great
That's
show.
yeah. And I love the way that your music's been described. So someone's described your music as being like a combination of like Gotche's sampling style, Skrillex's production chops, and then Fred against emotional quality. So they're huge people to be compared to. How does that comparison feel?
Yeah, that's amazing. Did it say did you say Skrillex
Yeah,
production?
so compared to him,
God damn,
like
all right.
yeah, production chops, yes.
I'm an honored. I'm very honored to hear that. And also the Gautier comparison is cool. Bit of a wild card.
And obviously Fred
But
against,
yeah,
and that's what inspired this.
absolutely. Fred, I absolutely understand that one. It's the Fred stuff is like the emotion, the dance music based in an emotional power with the chords and all that. I love that. And so I'm really grateful to be compared to that. And Skrillex is like, yeah, what an absolute beast. Like production wise, you can't beat that guy. So yeah, I love that.
And this follows the release of Good For Me, which went viral. So do you find it's hard, like when a track goes viral, is it hard to try and come up with a follow-up track? And is there kind of not competition, but pressure to have something that's great to follow it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's pressure. It's more like if you really believe in the song, you want to give it a good go, you know? So yeah, I suppose there is some form of like pressure on myself that I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna put in an extra slog on this one to make more videos, try more ideas. Because really it's about the what I what ideas, what lens can you paint in front of this song that makes it just excel and a shareability factor other than just the song being good. It's like the song plus, oh, look what he did to like show it off or whatever. So yeah, there's always that pressure, but it's part of the fun is the videos to me. It's like makes it three-dimensional. And yeah, it kind of puts everyone on a level playing field, which is what I really like, is that there's less and less gatekeepers if you want to get your music heard. It's more about you. It's like, what are you going to do to make it stand out? It's totally up to you. And so I love that. It's quite exciting to me, actually.
Yeah, and it's great to hear that, you do come from the perspective of excitement as opposed to some other people who might feel like pressured to, make the next viral hit after that successful first one.
Yeah, I think so. I think people have quite a negative relationship with their music and try and promote it on social media. But all I'll say is like reframe, like you you get to be seen exactly how you want, and it's no one else saying, yeah, you're good, but I don't know. It's just, yeah, can you connect straight to the audience? It's a one-to-one now, so that is cool. That is really great.
Yeah, and it sounds like your fans are thinking it's great too. Obviously, people are behind you and loving what you put out there. So what do you have planned for the rest of the year? Like, is there any other projects you're working on or places we can come out and see you live?
Yeah, speaking on the live front, actually, the other no, this Friday gone, I just had the best show of my life ever, which I'll quickly shout out, which was a boiler room set, which was thrown by Scott Tweedy, whom I knew as a child from Prank Patrol, who's now like a megastar, and he's throwing these parties in every state. And the Sydney one came around. He gave me the call. He said, "Boone, do you want to do it?" I was like, "Hell yes." He found me from my TikTok videos, which is so sick. And yeah, I think that's the precedent for new shows going forward, myself included. These boiler room style stages in the middle of the venue, and it's just off the hook. It's crazy. Like there's people bloody coming out of your ears, behind you, everywhere. And it's a lot funner. So I think going forward, I think my shows will look like that just because I had so much fun and the energy is great. So it's a boiler room style. Uh, yeah, that's on the show front, and then on the music front, I have a huge folder of music that I just need to decide this one. I'm progressing a few, and just always excited to get new music out because you make a new thing. You're like, I want to put this out. Forget about that old stuff. So I need to just go note, finish, and put it out. I think that's what I'll be doing hopefully in the next month to 5 weeks or so. Another track and keep it going because I'm excited. I reached a new audience of people in Sydney, which I hadn't reached before, which I'm super grateful for. And they want to hear new stuff. So I'm super excited to give it to them.
Yeah, and we're super excited too, because obviously, what you've already released is great. So we're really excited to hear what you release next and also hopefully see you live as well when you're out and about.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to come to Darwin.
Yes, yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
crazy.
it's very hot up here, but there's some beautiful locations. Like there's a few people that have performed at like Mindle Beach. It's actually on the beach, but they set up like
Oh,
and
yes.
it's just like a wholesome experience.
That's beautiful. An
Yeah.
outdoor set is really exciting. But I think the energy, you almost can't beat that energy of a sweaty little thing.
Yeah.
It's just, it's off the hook. It's awesome.
Yes, that's all my questions. Did you have any comments you wanted to add about your music or about this particular release that you wanted people to know, or any other projects?
I think I think we covered it all, Brooke. I think we did good. Social media, yeah, I feel pretty good about it. Feel pretty
Yeah,
good.
sounds good. Well, thanks so much for your time. And I look forward to hearing what else you put out there.
Yeah, thank you.
All
Look
right,
forward to seeing some of this around.
cool. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Brooke.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah.